Did you know that the startup cost for being an owner operator can range anywhere from $10,000 to $150,000 plus? Welcome back to another episode of Smooth Operator Trucking, where we create the dream 1 mile at a time. Today, we're going to be talking about why you should wait till you have at least $50,000 saved up before you become an owner operator, and we're getting started right now.
One, two, three, four.
An owner operator in the trucking industry is a dream for many, but it is not for the faint of heart. It requires a significant amount of financial preparation, and I'm here to tell you that it's crucial to get it right. One of the crucial burdens that aspiring owner operators face is the startup costs. There are so many things that you have to consider: fuel, insurance, tires, maintenance, repairs, parts, just truck payment if you have one, trailer payment, so many different expenses that come along with being an owner operator. A lot of people actually underestimate how much money it's going to cost to be an owner operator. The risk involved in becoming an owner operator are very high, and you do not want to get caught off guard. The trucking industry is full of ups and downs. And as an owner operator, you will be facing challenges that will affect your bottom line. It is a tough business, and if you aren't financially prepared, it can be very overwhelming. You need to have a solid financial foundation to fall back on when things get tough. Saving money is key, but it's not always easy. You have to have a clear path and you have to have a lot of discipline. Sometimes that might mean making sacrifices and putting your financial goals first. In the long run, it'll be worth it. When you are financially prepared, you can focus on running your business and not just scraping by. So, why do I say $50,000? The truth is, it's a lot more than just a number. It's a safety net. It's a cushion to fall back on when unexpected expenses pop up. Unexpected expenses are a fact of life in trucking. If your truck breaks down, you have to pay for repairs. If a load gets canceled, you might have to eat that deadhead. There's so many different things that can happen out on the road, and having money saved up helps you be financially prepared for that, and it keeps you out of a desperate situation and keeps you from making desperate decisions. So how do you save up that kind of money? Well, first you have to know where your money is going. Next, you have to make a plan to cut back on unnecessary expenses. I'll give you an example. Let's say that you come into trucking and about a year in, you decide that you want to become an owner operator. Well, prior to that, you should have already been saving money. There's a 70-20-10 model. I'll talk about that in another video. But if you're single, if you're not married, then you can probably save up a lot more money. If you're staying in an apartment or a house that you're not even there that much or you're not there at all, maybe take consideration, maybe getting rid of the apartment or getting rid of the house and living in the truck for a few years, making those kind of sacrifices. I'm not saying you have to do that, but that is a level of commitment that sometimes you might have to make depending on your financial situation. I mean, maybe just live in the truck for a while until you have the funds saved up to become an owner operator. Once you have that $50,000 saved up, and you've got that experience under your belt, now it's time to pull the trigger. Now, some circles highly recommend that you buy a cash truck. Some circles recommend buying a newer truck. I highly recommend not doing a lease purchase program. Okay, if you've got that $50,000 saved up, you can go three ways with it. You can try to get something brand new. Highly discouraged. Probably going to cost you $1,000 a week in truck payments, and new trucks do break down, and when they do, they're in the shop, even though it's under warranty, you still have to make those truck payments. You can go with something that's semi-used, or that's used less than 5 years, maybe less than 400,000 miles. I would say if you did that, put a nice down payment on it. You probably find something like that for around $75,000. Maybe put 25, 30, $40,000 down on it and have that other 10,000 in reserve for when, not if, but when that truck breaks down. Also to help get you started, maybe to keep you afloat until you start actually turning a profit. Or you can purchase a cash truck. I have a cash truck. You can find cash trucks anywhere from probably 5, 10, 15, $25,000, depending on what needs to be done to it. Maybe put another 10, 15, $25,000 into it. Keep some aside, 5 or $10,000, so that way you can be prepared for any breakdowns that might have, and so that way you don't have a truck payment. So even when the truck does break down, you don't have a truck payment to worry about. Yes, older trucks break down more, but normally when they break down, they cost less. They're easier to fix. Knock on wood, this truck right here, every time it's had a breakdown or anything, I've been able to get it to a shop or fix it myself, and I haven't had to have this truck towed. A lot of newer trucks with all the sensors and DEF and DPF and all that, if one of those breaks down, a lot of times you end up having to get towed somewhere. And even if that truck is under warranty, you still have to pay the tow bill, and that can range from $500 to in the thousands. So it's up to you what path you take, but I highly recommend having at least $50,000 saved up before you become an owner operator. No matter if you're going to buy a cash truck, if you're going to buy something that's used, or if you're going to something buy something that is brand new. I highly recommend having 3 to 6 months of personal expenses saved up also before you become an owner operator. Now, you can put that on top of that $50,000, or you can figure out a way to work that in that $50,000. But again, you have to make that decision. That means how much you're going to put down on a down payment if you do decide to get a newer truck, how much you're going to put aside for maintenance, and how much are you going to keep, to last you those 3 to 6 months if something were to happen. The truck broke down, or you got sick, or you got injured, or something like that. For you older owner operators out there, what are some of the ways, what are some things that you recommend to newer drivers on how to save money, and how much did you have saved up before you actually became an owner operator? Some guys got lucky. Some guys went into it probably without a penny in their pocket, or maybe, only $5,000, and they just got really lucky and were able to save money over time. But in this industry, you definitely don't want to just be lucky. All right. In conclusion, financial readiness is a key to success as an owner operator. If you are not financially ready before you become an owner operator, you risk having major, major setbacks. These setbacks can affect you, your family, and your bottom line. Anyways, hope you guys got value out of this video. If you did, go ahead and hit that like and consider subscribing. And as I always say, it's not about how much money you make, it's about how much you keep. Hard times don't last, hard truckers do. And last but not least, stay smooth, my friends.